ladies and gentlemen and 3D designers, we're going to make this little Batman thingamajigger here. It's going to help us create our own keychain logo. So we're going to make the Batman. We're going to put our name on it. And we're going to do a few other things that will help us through this thing. So let me go ahead and close this down, and we're going to create a new document, and we're going to call it Batman logo. I'm going to call it Batman logo 3 because now I'm going to put my name on it. So do it like that. Batman logo, put your name in it and click OK. All right, and so the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to create a sketch, and we're going to do it on the top, and then we're going to click on the top here, click, and the first thing we're going to do, well, that's not the first thing, now it's like the second or third thing, but the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just create a rectangle here, and we're going to click it from here, something like that, and then we're going to dimension it, because we want this to be 4 inches. So like if you're doing, we're pretending like we're making a keychain, and so this keychain I decided I want it to be 4 inches, so I'm going to hit enter. Okay. All right. So now we are going to add a picture, and so what you have to do is you have to go to Canvas, and in Canvas you're going to find the Batman logo, click, and when you go to the Batman logo, you're going to download the images, click, and then you're going to basically right click this and download, click, and right click on this one, download. So these are the images that you're going to need. Get those in the downloads folder. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and import those things into this document. So we're going to come down here, click on the plus, and we're going to click import, and we're going to import Batman, and then we're going to go ahead and do the other one as well. We're going to import the Batman cartoon. Okay, and so we should have both of those things. So now we'll just say, all right, well, we don't need to look at that anymore. So we have them in the document, but we actually need to get them here on this plane. So what we'll do now is we'll click here, and we're going to insert an image. And then we're going to find Mr. Batman here. And it says draw image rectangle. So I'm going to click up a little bit above this, and I'm going to click and drag. Basically, what that rectangle was for is to help me get my Batman just right in there. I want to get the wings right in here. So we're going to mess around with this until I get it just right. This doesn't seem to want to let me stretch it, does it? Okay, so in order to get this thing to be the right size, we want to get it to kind of match this 4-inch width. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the top, and we're going to dimension it, and we're going to just kind of guess. We're going to click again. Okay, and so we'll kind of guess on it. Let's try 6 inches and see if that 6 inches gets us about where we need to be. And yeah, pretty close. So 6 inches gets us about where we need to be. And then what we're going to end up doing is we're going to center that right on the center point. So here's my center point, and I want to get that thing right. Oops, I messed it up. I want to get that thing right there, so I'm going to scooch it until I get it right there in the center. Okay, and so that's good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish that sketch. Okay, and then we're going to create a new sketch. So we're going to right click, and I'm going to say new sketch, and basically it's going to make it right there on that same plane. We're right here on the top. We're all set. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to draw half of the Batman logo. So we're going to kind of drag it over here with the right mouse button. All right, so I'm going to start with a line segment. So I'm going to click. Actually, I'm going to zoom in more. So I'm going to click from there to there, boom, and then I'm going to go from there to there, boom, and then I'm going to hit escape, and then I'm going to switch to a 3-point arc. So I'm going to click from there to there and bring it back to there, and then I'm going to do it again, click, I'm going to zoom, drag over here. All right, so I'm going to click and drag that to right there, and then I'm going to do it again. So is actually that's a straight line. So I'm gonna hit escape. I'm gonna go back to my line, click, and click. And then I'm gonna hit escape. And then I'm gonna go to my 3-point arc and click, click, and click. And we'll finish it up here. Click. We'll click there. Notice that thing lights up when I line up with it, which is what I want to do. And right there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is instead of trying to draw the whole thing, I'm just going to copy all this. So I'm going to go to my mirror tool, and oh, you know what? I'm going to hit escape. I didn't draw a mirror line, so I'm going to go to my line, and I'm going to draw a line right here. That's going to be my mirror line. Okay, so let's try this again. So I'm going to go to mirror, and it says select a mirror line. There's my mirror line, and then select what I want to copy. So I'm going to zoom in and say I want to copy that. Click, 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 and click. All right, so I've got the whole Batman thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish my sketch by clicking that, and then I'm going to extrude it. So it has the outline selected. I click on that, and then I tell it how much I want it to extrude. So I'm going to say 0.25 and click OK. All right, so if we look at it, there's our Batman symbol. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we need to put this is our keychain, and so I'm going to put a hole over here for the keychain. So I'm going to right click on the top of this surface, and I'm going to say I want to make a new sketch there, and I want to look straight down on it. So I click, oops, messed it up. Try this again. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to draw a circle. That's going to be the hole for my keychain, and finish that sketch. And then we're going to make that a hole. So I'm going to extrude that, but instead of making it tall, I'm going to do it as remove, and I'm going to click OK. And so you can see now, there's a hole through it, which is good. All right, so now we're going to draw our name on it. So I'm going to put my name, you put your name. So I'm going to go to the text tool. If I can find it. Oh, I got to make a new sketch. Okay, so I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to say, what is it doing? I don't know what it's doing. Escape, right click, new sketch, and I'm going to go to the text tool, and I'm going to click right here and drag a box, and I'm going to choose the font that I want. I'm going to choose Roboto Slab. You can choose whatever font you want. Okay, and I click OK, and then you can basically use this tool to shrink it and move it wherever you want. So drag it where you want. And somebody wanted to do it. Let's go ahead and let's escape try one more time. All right, let's try to select it. And let's see if we can transform it. So we're going to click on here and go to transform, and you can move it and you can rotate it, which is one of the things I want you to do. And hit enter. All right, I don't know what was going on. I was having a little trouble, but it seems to be working now. So I can grab this thing. Nope, it's not doing it again. As soon as I click off of it, it doesn't seem to want to be able to move around. Let's see if I can. No, it doesn't want to do it. Well, okay. Well, we'll just be happy with that. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to transform, select it, and then I definitely want to put it at an angle. And then once you get that done, hit enter. Or when you're done, click on that too. All right, so when you're trying to manipulate these things, these bottom ones will move it around, and then the top one will increase the size of it. So you can change the size of it, so on and so forth. Okay, and so then once you get it to the right size, you're going to click on transform and drag to select it. And then you're going to rotate it to the angle you want, finish the sketch, and then we're going to extrude that. So we're going to go to the extrude, and you click on that, and we're going to extrude it. So it's going to be an add, and then we're going to make it 0.1. There we go. And then we're going to click done. Did it do it? Let's see if it did it. No, it didn't do it. Let's try that again. So we're going to click on extrude. We're going to click on that, and we're going to make it 0.1 and be done. There we go. All right, so now you have your name in there. Okay, so the whole. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is I want to give you some practice with the spline tool. Okay, so that's it for the Batman piece, but we're going to do a new piece. So we're going to make a sketch on the top of this. I'm going to right click and we're going to say new sketch, and we'll click on that. All right, and so we're going to go to our insert image, and you're going to insert an image, and now this time we're going to do the Batman cartoon, and we'll just do it down here. And the size on this particular guy doesn't matter so much. Okay, and so we're going to be done with that, and we're going to create a new sketch on the top of this again. Okay, and so we're going to sketch this little Batman head. And I want to show you a tool that's going to be similar to what we did with Grab It. So you have this spline tool, and so it's real similar to what we've done in the past. So what you can do is you click, and you kind of click, and you click and drag, and you click and drag, and so you can make these nice curves with this tool. So click, click, click. So just practice with that, and so play around with the spline tool until you basically make his head and his face. So get his head, get his two parts of his eyes, and get his little mouth there. So practice with the spline tool, because that's going to be really helpful depending on what you're going to do for your oh, and when you get to a spot like this, you can't really do straight lines. So what you'll do is you'll switch to a straight line, click, and click, and then you're going to go to the scissor tool, and you'll trim this stuff. Okay, so anyway, so that's it for this one. So when you're done, make sure that you share it, and so you're going to make sure you get a link, and you're going to turn on the link sharing, and then you're going to copy that to the clipboard, and then that's what you're going to turn into Canvas. Okay? All right, guys, thank you.